Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Morbid, the 7 Acolytes here at MurrOtter. I'm Matt, and today we're going to continue checking out the village of Aer'Abuh or something like that. I don't know exactly what it's called, but we have made our way to a new village. I am excited to explore it. However, I'm at that same place I am whenever I play any Souls-like game, which is to say, torn over which way is the main story and which isn't. And I believe up is the main, because we came over to what looked like an exit, but it also may not be. I'm just curious. Grimwald's Grove. Okay, so now we've got an even bigger problem. We now have 2 areas at our disposal. I'm wondering if this could end up being something resembling a hub world. Don't want to get my hopes up, but it is the first bonfire I think we've found. I think, since we beat the boss in the last episode. Anyway, let's just meditate. This feels... I think we should explore the village before we start diving into a new area here. I do want to hit this box though. Smaller chest. Okay. Let's see how hard this guy is. It's always a good test in a Souls game, or a Souls-like game, of if you're supposed to be where you are. Alright, Servant of Moer. Oh, we have a freaking lore dump to do. If you don't like lore, go ahead and fast forward a bit. We got our first of the 7 Acolytes, Lorn of the Blind, the Lord of Loneliness. Once a great leader of the proud sailors of Solia, Lorn the Beloved was surrounded by admirers and well-wishers. On his luxurious vessel, Son of the Sea, he held many a sumptuous feasts for his crew, who in return loved him for his generosity. However, when the Gahars came, Lorn cowardly escaped, leaving his crew behind. He sought refuge at the Order of Dibram, and was granted passage. Soon after, Lorn was sent back to the mainland as one of the first strivers to face the Gahars. Hold on, I gotta reabsorb this. He escaped. Ah, I see. So he was a little pussy. Soon after, he was sent back to the mainland as one of the first strivers to face the Gahars. Dol-Gahar, the goddess of sadness, however, decided to punish him for his cowardice and use him as an example to demonstrate the superiority of the Gahars. She tricked him into becoming her acolyte, after which she removed his eyes and imprisoned him into the eternal darkness in the caverns of solitude. I guess what's the difference of being in a dark place if you don't have eyes? Decades passed, and Lorn began to lose his mind. His once handsome figure started to twist and deteriorate as darkness, solitude, and malnourishment ate away at his body and mind. Bitter and angry, he vowed to take the eyes of any traveler who, by chance or purpose, would ever cross his domain. We already looked into boat swain, but we got the ground sword, the whip hive. Long whip-like appendage with which it hunts by lashing its prey with a formidable force. The whip hives or skull hive is often the first form any given ground spore takes after a long period of dormancy. Both mutations require little resources and fairly low sustenance. And then the sperm of Gahar. The unformed squiggly lumps of pulp and plasma are the seed of the Gahars. They were what it had warned me could take sanity away. Although they are not sentient and can't really even move, their sanity-draining aura is able to corrupt the immediate environment very cogently. Despite their name, the sperm of Gahar never develop into anything. They stay in their mucus form and serve the simple purpose of sprawling through the lands, thus expanding the corrupt domain of their progenitors. Okay. So the Servant of Moer. What was this category? Monsters of Old Mornia. Though the Moer family eats most of the people they snatch, some of Yaga's victims may choose to be turned into her flesh-craving servants. This reminds me a little bit of Yahar Ghul in Bloodborne. The bewitched slaves are then sent out to hunt more flesh or new underlings for the family. Taking Yaga Moer's offer to become her servant is considered unforgivable. Those who do are often renounced by their family and excommunicated by their parish. Wait, I don't think I was done. Sinner of Calia. It's common knowledge that Vulgus Calia rules over its murky minions by affecting their sanity. Thus, it was no surprise that the mentally unstable, heartless criminals, murderers, and rapists were all the first to be beguiled by the black fog. If madmen taken over by the darkness wasn't enough, the many-faced devourer forced the unsound individuals to feed solely on madman's moss. Taken over by the darkness, as well as the horrifying parasitic organisms, the sinners of Kalia develop powers never before wielded by mere mortals. Still have more to see. Flora Soul. Also known as Lazarus Vine, vine plant with highly developed neural circuit. It allows the vine to attach itself to a corpse and seemingly resurrect it. In a parasitic manner, Flora's soul uses the host as a feeding ground, eating the flesh of the corpse, leaving nothing but bones behind. As the nutritions of the cadaver run out, the plant... Wouldn't it be nutrients? I don't know. But little time to find new host. At this point, the behavior becomes increasingly aggressive. Flora's soul has deadly spikes that are able to penetrate the ground, surprising the victim from below. These spiked vines are also effective for overhead flail attacks, leaving the prey at a treacherous crossfire. I keep leaving before I'm done. The Wandering Hollow. This is, I think, what it broke out of. When a Flora soul has more than enough nutrients to consume, it can become a Wandering Hollow. These massive clumps of Lazarus Vine have formed a mouth-like structure and a rumen to more effectively digest the nutrients of cadavers. Wandering Hollows have high sustainability and rarely run out of nourishment. This means they're not particularly aggressive and usually attack only to defend themselves. The rumen is known to digest almost any biological products. However, it can't dissolve metals. This means that any valuables eaten by a Wandering Hollow remain in its gut and can be looted. Interesting twist on explaining why they have loot. Skull Demon. Kin to the darkness of Yord-El. These partly ethereal beings are known to use skulls of dead beasts as their shells. The Skull Demon scavenges a large skull, in some cases of its own victim, and uses it as an exoskeleton. It is also capable of summoning spheres of corrupt blood around itself to further protect its frail body. Fast and unpredictable in its maneuvers, the Skull Demon can be a real hazard to even the most seasoned warrior. And then we have the Carcass King. Much like a rat king, a group of rats being tangled together by their tails, a carcass king is a hulking pile of dead and undead bodies tangled together by their entrails, blood, and interstitial fluids. The carcass kings most commonly occur in places where cadavers are fresh and plentiful. These heaping piles of corpses are generally abhorred across Mornia, and as one would expect. However, there are some who worship carcass kings as the creations of Gul Gahar, and even offer themselves to become part of these ever-growing clusters. So, world lore. Should we take a break or no? Let's just keep going. Let's learn everything we can. It's a lore lesson here. The great voice Magritheus is considered by many to be the omnipresent power of the universe. It has no will nor goal, but those who listen to it can become greatly rewarded. So that's who the monk or whoever we saw at the beginning of the game, he belongs to that faction, I believe. Yeah. The ancient monks of Magritheus used to dedicate their whole lives striving to hear the deepest tone of the great voice. Though the tone still remains unheard, in their pursuit of ultimate wisdom, the monks discovered the blessings of Magritheus. When the Gahars came, they demolished all the temples of Magritheus and abolished the peaceful ideology. Before their demise, the monks preserved their knowledge of the blessings by hiding them within stone. They hid the blessings inside what are called praying statues and scattered them across Mornia. Interesting lore on sort of why that's been passed on. Now our ability points. When the Gahars first arrived and conquered Mornia, a group of well-prepared rebels managed to leave the ravaged mainland by sail. They made their way past the treacherous riptides of Solia, all the way to the uninhabited Isle of Dibram. The group colonized the isle and formed the Order of Dibram. The order gave itself a mission to train worthy warriors who could return to Mornia and vanquish the Gahars. These warriors became known as Strivers as they rose to redeem Mornia. Over the ensuing decades, many promising Strivers were sent out to challenge the evil overlords, but none succeeded. Some perished. Oh, now I'm going to check this again. So they made an island and created Dibram, which had the mission to make warriors. So that's, I guess, what the swords and the healing items I have and things belong to. So they're the Strivers, and I guess I'm one of them. And they strive to redeem Mornia. That's where the name comes from. Okay. So many sent out, none did it. Some perished, went insane, joined the opposition, none succeeded. After several failed attempts to vanquish the Gahars, the malevolent deities had had enough with the puny, tenacious rebels. The Order of Dibram fell when the island was raided by the enemy. The few who managed to flee died in a shipwreck off the coast of Solia, which is where we've been. The incursion left no survivors. All hope seemed lost. That is until the sea, colored red with the blood of Strivers, gave birth to the sole survivor, the last Striver of Dibram. Is that me? Feeler gates. That's what those are called when I open them up. The feeler gates are biological organisms which grow thick, impenetrable formations. These plant-like creatures have been harnessed by the Gahars as their way of dividing and ruling the kingdom. Abiding only to the will of their masters, the tentacle barriers will not retract to anyone else. However, there is a way to get past the imposing walls of tendrils by destroying the often exposed and vulnerable heart of the organism. So I assume sometimes it can be on the ground, sometimes it can be in an enemy. The doom that came to Solya. The once prosperous fishing village of Solya was reduced to a desolate ruin after a strange sickness took over the hamlet. The surrounding sea became devoid of life, whilst the proud villagers devolved into mindless monsters of the sea. The tragic downfall of Solya and its folk took place around the same time the malevolent Gahars first arrived to Mornia. Many are of the opinion that the cruel deities are to blame to the port's horrid fate. Okay, so they also fell. So Solya and Mornia are different places. Nowadays, no outsider dares to travel to the cursed hamlet, nor should they. The only passage between Solya and Old Mornia is a long and treacherous cavern, infested with flesh plants, and guarded by the, rumor has it, eyeless abomination. Okay. Jar of worms. Ever since the Sea of Solya began to turn barren, worms have no longer been used as bait. Squealy little... Okay, so I'm going to try to keep up with the lore a little bit more, so that we don't have such a big dump like that of lore all at once. I know that was like 5 minutes of lore reading or plus, but I like the lore, and that's kind of what I find intriguing and interesting about Souls games as much as the combat, is the exploration and learning about the world. When a game has as little dialogue as one like this, I mean, you gotta take the story where you can get it. Wonder if you can farm gruel out of these by just going back and forth. Oh, this guy's alive. You're a striver, aren't you? I can tell by the uniform. I need your help. My wife and both my children have been corrupted by Yaga Moer. She's the head of the infamous Moer family, a cannibal cult of ravenous lunatics. Their hideout's located somewhere deep in the heart of Grimwold's Cove. Save my family, I shall be forever grateful. Okay, so we have the cult of Yaga Moer, and I still have the translation mission on top of our main quest. We know the village is to the north, so first I want to explore whatever we can of the south here. Just to make sure we've kind of explored the southern border here. Oh, I thought I had a secret area down there. I'm going to assume that's going to take me back into the caves, so I'm not going to do that. Ooh! Upgrades. Blessing of Fitness. Now I wonder if that's like a bigger stamina bar. We'll have to learn next time. Okay, so now that we know blessings can be tucked away, it's a big deal. And whatever lets me expand and hold more blessings, that's an even bigger deal. Hopefully this Civil War hero wasn't selling that. Do you happen to be on your way to the Fell Fields? You see, my father was callously murdered by a rotten cozener. Is that a word? Called Conrad. I want to know what a cozener is. Let's all look it up together, shall we? Cozener. Person who cheats. Alright. Fair enough. He sold my father a youth elixir. First it took his sight, then his mobility, and finally his life. I've since found out that when he's not touring, he dwells in a small cabin somewhere in the Fell Fields. Go there, bring him his head. I'm really hoping this is our hub world, because a lot of NPCs here want me to do stuff, and that would be convenient if it's our fire link. Right, I'm going to meditate, just because it's always a good idea. I'm going to look into blessings. Gain a larger stamina bar. Okay, so that's more stamina. I'm going to wait. Interesting also, if you notice, as you upgrade your blessings, it takes more skill points to upgrade it. That's the way they sort of increase, quote unquote, the souls necessary. But they only increase as a currency for the things you've already upgraded. So in other words, in Dark Souls, every level costs more regardless as you buy more of what you put it into. So for example, if I buy 10 strength or 5 strength and 5 something else, it's going to go up each time I buy something, no matter what. I'm rooting for you, Striver. May Magrethius guide your path. The Order of Dibram is no more. What are you still fighting for? Honestly, yeah, that recovering stamina, though, means more to me than the increased bar. It's been a while since we've seen a striver around these parts. The local vendors are some of the best in all of Mornia. Alright, I gotta explore the whole village. It doesn't seem like it's gonna be a combat. I mean, this is a safe place, and I'm hoping a place where kind of we just have some quests and people to deal with. You'll never make it, Striver. Wait, what did she say to do? Striver, huh? The wee one like you has no dice against the almighty Acolytes. Well, who are you rooting for here? The age of Dimram is over. The time of the Gahars has come. Whose side are you on? You're a wackadoodle, man. Okay, a canister. Sawed off. Alright, the drunks are not into me. I used to be sober like you, then I got drunk. I've heard that dialogue before. Magrithius, bless you, Striver. Okay, so they're kind of torn. Beware the lady in blue. Her garden is fertile and fair, but her mind is desolate and foul. Okay, well, before I keep exploring up, I want to kind of comb my way to the right here. Just to make sure I've seen everything I can. Keep an eye out for the Moairs. They eat people, you know. Cool. Cool. Oops, sorry. In the end, we shall be exalted for our loyal service to the Gahars. Oh, you're a maniac. Okay, I'm gonna have to find one of those flesh gates, or whatever they're called. The people of Mornia. That'll be our next lore, next time we're at our... oh god. Next time we are at our bonfire. I'll remember what they're called eventually. Vicar's Verge. Greater Rune of Rage. And Disgusting Gruel. Okay. What are you up to? Through exaltation alone, our suffering shall be amended. Okay, nothing there. So make sure we don't leave anything here in the graveyard. I think we're ready to go north. I don't think there's anything that can be done south. I really like the little peaceful orchestral score under everything. It kind of reminds me when you're roaming the world in Witcher 3. Alright, those guys having the same dialogue. Just don't put them there then. It was huge, I tell you. Quest received Horrid Beast of the Groves. Now I've got 2 in the Grove, so I guess that's where I'll go next. You shouldn't define the Gahars or you'll be sent to Fellfields. No one knows what happens to people who wind up there, but I bet it ain't pretty. I'm guessing that's what's going to be to the north. My brother became a servant of Moair. We don't speak of him anymore. I sure miss him, though. Oh, let's go. Blessing of the Acrobat. Curious what that's going to do. I'm rooting for you. May Magrithius guide your path. So the town is split in terms of its allegiance to the Gahars and to the Oberyn, or whatever we're called. Dobram. The Oberdin. The Gahars are eternal, and mere mortal cannot vanquish them. Yeah. I don't need that. Skull Splitter, though. What is that? 10% down on my attack speed, plus just 1 attack. Not interested. Alright. So I think I can go out, around, and up. I don't think I talked to Little Red Riding Hood either, though. Most of us forsaken hope and pledged our minds to the Gahars. Still, some refuse to denounce the Order of Dibram, believing that one day a worthy striver will save us. You're looking at her, my dude. So I mentioned this feels a little bit like Yahar Ghul in Bloodborne, but I also think it feels a little like the Witches of Henwick area from Bloodborne. Especially in lore. Oh god, I don't have a roll right now. I think they can do sanity drains. But We survived. Unlike whatever this was. We already have the trident, so I'm gonna leave it. I don't think there's gonna be a place to sell things. So let's see if this is the Fellfield. No, the Gardens of Mornia. They did mention a woman up here who's batshit. So is this a whole area? Yeah, there are enemies. I don't think we want to do this. I'm gonna meditate here in case we have the ability to teleport or whatever. And let's quickly do a lore read. The people of Mornia. When the Gahars came, the people of Mornia were disgruntled by the new deities suddenly imposed upon them. They had served the great voice Magrithius for hundreds of years and were quite content with how things were going. There's a lot of typos, but they'll be able to fix it easy enough. Despite the initial indignation over the tyranny of the Gahars prevailed. Oh, let me try this again. Despite the initial indignation, over time, the tyranny of the Gahars prevailed, and their reign of terror divided the people into groups. There were those who gladly chose to serve the new gods, those who still secretly continued worshipping Magrithius, and some poor sods who could not handle the mental strain of the new abysmal world, but rather chose to ease their madness with a bottle. The village of Aer'Abuh is one of the last safe havens in Mornia. There were hostility where hostility and fear hasn't completely overwhelmed the hearts of the villagers. For a striver, moments of serenity are short and far between, but in Aer'Abuh, one can take a break and talk with the villagers of the parish. Okay. So, I just want to look at what's up here. Wasn't there another spot, though, where I was contained by the flesh? Goodness. The lady in blue's up here. Well, let's see how hard of a hit you take. Alright. I mean, so they're not, like, impossible to stop. Tristiana's Drudge. I'm not gonna look at that yet. I think we should focus on the Grove. I should have just teleported from that stone. That's gonna be faster. But I did want to make sure there wasn't anything to the bottom right of this map, too. Did I go all the way right over here as well? Excuse me. No, I did not. Or at least I didn't get whatever this guy had. Alright, more rune removers. The other question is, I guess a little bit... I mean, I like that it's Souls-like in terms of its openness. It's definitely open world. Like, I can go tackle whatever area I want to next. I just feel like I have 2 quests tied to... I wish I knew how to get rid of that. That makes me think there is something below me, down at the bottom right. 2 quests... It's not you, you're a whip, right? Yeah. Tied to the Grove, so that's just what makes me want to explore it. Can't take that because I never use it. Get out of here. How do I get over here? There must be a way. I can't go through that, so there's a way down and around. I mean, I'll take all the extra freaking souls and shit. Okay, so I've not been down here yet. Are you kidding me with this? Drink up, baby. This will take the gate down. Okay. So now that gate should be out of the way, and I've got a rune of disgust, which is poison damage. That's intriguing as well. I want to go out, around, and up to the right as soon as I can remember how to get out of this freaking place. And then we'll come back around, and we'll try to fuck with the... God damn. And actually, I might as well just go do it, because I think I'm going to have to go past it in order to get out and go around and up. And then I'll just use that to walk over to the Grove. We're not really going out of our way. It's a free one. Would have left that on the ground. Up and right. What's your deal, dude? Guy's yoked. Alright, so it's up a little more. I swear I killed you. The village is peaceful in a way, but also fucked up. Okay, so there, it's pretty cool how it pops when you're close. Shit. So you know. Nice. So you know what you're dealing with. Alright, that gets me face breakers. Is that a weapon? I don't see them. Vicar's Verge. There they are. Very fast. No range though. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. Oh shit, I didn't put any runes on this. Plus 10 fire. Plus 20 cold. I definitely want to do that. Oh, I do. I have them on there. Okay, I thought I had put stuff on there. Okay, so now my goal is to figure out if I can go out, around, and up. Which means we got to remember how to leave. Which is no small task. Okay, this is definitely the start. Because I came up through here. I remember talking to these villagers early on. Down through here. We just need to go further out, though. Like, I think this may be far enough out. Yep. And up back here. I saw some items. Calming capsule. Alright, well look. Not everything is a giant win. Alright, beast sedatives though. What is that? I got a lot of items. Used to restore sanity over a short period of time. Prescribed by an extreme measure as an extreme measurement to Lady Tristana of Mornia. She's up in the garden, I think. During the 3rd trimester of her horrific pregnancy. Sedatives can put one's mind temporarily at ease. The sudden mental serenity, however, has its toll as it makes the recipient tired and exhausted even. Slightly drained stamina. It restores sanity, drains stamina. Alright, good enough. So let's go slay a beast and find that guy's family. Those are our goals over here, I think. Because really there's no reason not to just rest when we come to this stone here. Just so we, I don't know, regenerate 1 foot closer to where we're going. Okay. There was a dude up here, I think. There he is. My good friend. Alright, there's another level up. The fences are annoying me. Medicine pellets. I'm going to stay right at the fence for now. Just to try to keep my mind organized. Ooh, are you the same? Yeah, you are. Man, that like hook for an arm. Oh, I forgot. Mysterious liquid. Depending on one's point of view, drinking an unidentified beverage is either extremely hazardous or admirably adventurous. So it seems like a pill from the Binding of Isaac. Like it'll either help me or hurt me. Alright, so it's a horrific three-legged treehouse and a zombie rhino who goes in rage mode and drops shit on the ground. Seems like you're gonna do that. Oh, okay, it's on a limited time. Alright, the undead hog beast could be worse. I still will stand by the fact it seems like a rhino to me. So this has a undeniably Halloweenish vibe, even the music. Genetically modified broccoli? What? This is clearly no ordinary vegetable. It's a GMO. Negate all stamina consumption for a short period of time. That could be good in certain boss fights. Alright, so far we've stuck with the hugging the right side of this map just to see sort of like how far up it goes to make sure we've fully explored the right portion of the map. Bitch. Oh god. Those are like unpredictable in terms of their age. I almost hit him. Only the exalted may enter. Passage to Fellfields. So that's two places now I've got to be exalted to enter. It looks like a path up is gonna matter soon. I'm gonna just see it through. Like, we've already come all this way. I'm not gonna turn around. It almost looks like we've come back around to the village. I'm also gonna run out of freaking space. Alright, that's a stuck spot. Oh my god, the freaking enemy design is so cool. It's a zombie deer. Oh fuck. Sanity drain is bad, and it looks like my bar goes down, not up. Yep. I need to get rid of this thing. Oh fuck, my sanity is draining down. If I'm on the screen with that person, does it get me? Oh god. Alright. Excuse me. I don't know how to kill it. Dude. That thing is really bad. Okay, now I need to care about things that restore my sanity. Used to gain health and sanity. I just need like some. I mean, I feel like I've been getting things that fix my sanity from early on, but I forgot about them. I mean, maybe I'm forgetting. Slightly draining stamina. Use. Dude, that permanently drained my stamina? I hope that comes back after 17 seconds. Otherwise, that's a tall price to pay. Okay, good. Okay, it comes back once your stamina's built back up. Goodness, man, that was a scary situation. No more of those, please. Alright, so I've come all this way. And we still have feeler gates. I don't really see much of an opportunity up in this area of the map. Greater Rune of Rage. I mean, maybe I'm just missing it, but I feel like this is kind of a dead end at this point. So that, the feeler gate unlock must be hidden somewhere else in the level. Kind of hoping it was tied to that guy. I don't know, what do I need to do to not have that sanity drain happen? It seemed as long as he was on the screen with me, it was happening, and I don't know if he's on the same area of the map as you, would it still happen? I don't really have a guess. I think we'll just have to test it out next time we see him. But our stamina's full and our sanity is full, so we're in much better shape. At the moment, at least. Now I think we gotta push left. We've done the whole right wall. I think we're just ready to go over this direction. Can I go through this right here? Yes, there it is. No? Still locked out. Is that a path? Sure looked like one, but it is not. Not down through here. Not a lot of pass-throughs in this portion of the map. So I guess we gotta go down and around. I will take your soup now. Forgot we left the gruel on the ground. Gruel on the ground, gruel on the ground. Looking like a gruel with your gruel on the ground. Alright. So up is done. Left is now our move. And we go left with an upward priority. I guess we could try to hug all the way to the bottom. Just so we have the bottom left and top. Fuck. Alright, so we've hugged bottom left. Doesn't seem to be a lot of action around here. So probably up through the center is our next main move. Up near Rhino Boy. Or the Demented Hog Face, or whatever his name was. So now I'm going to stay low right, because I want to see what's up against this fence over here. Wait, that was it. So up here is how we go. Got it. Fucking Christ, you idiot. That was dumb. Okay. We are hurting in the health department suddenly. I'm gonna pop a soup. There's no way to go up other than there, right? Because I really want to go up against that right fence we saw, but I think that we are not ready for that yet. So we'll loop around over here. You know what, though? I think, I wanted to kind of keep this focused on the village in this episode, which I obviously thought was going to be an action area of the game, but it was more of a lore area, but still a level nonetheless. So before we finish the Grove, I'll contain the end of this to the next episode. So we'll stop there. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please hit the like button. It helps out a lot. And if you want to see more, hit subscribe. We'd love to have you around for more episodes. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again next time.